Dear friends, today we explore how our daily experiences unfold, step by step, leading to suffering, and how awareness can bring freedom. The order is perception, contact, sensation, thought, image, desire, attachment, and suffering, as per research in the light of J. Krishnamurti. Krishnamurti often spoke about how the mind operates in a sequence, from perception to suffering. If we observe this process without interference, we can break free from its grip. Let's begin. Step 1 is perception. Everything begins with perception. In that first instant, there is only seeing. No naming, no comparing, no attachment, just perception. For example, you see a beautiful car, a breathtaking sunset, you see a piece of chocolate. Krishnamurti says, to see without naming, without comparing, without distorting, that is pure perception. But what happens next? The mind begins its movement. After perception, there is contact. Step 2 is contact. The senses make contact. Your senses, touch, sight, hearing, taste, or smell, engage with what is seen. This triggers a response in the brain. For example, you see a piece of chocolate. That is perception. But the moment you pick it up and taste it, contact happens. Your taste buds engage. Brain recognizes flavor. But before we go further, let's pause. Let's observe. Right now, can you sense the moment when contact is made? This is the beginning of awareness, the first step to freedom. Krishnamurti says, contact is natural, but it is what happens after contact that creates problems. Now, after contact, something happens naturally, a sensation arises. Step 3 is sensation, the birth of feeling. It could be pleasure, pain, or just neutrality. For example, you bite into a piece of chocolate. The taste is sweet, rich, enjoyable. That's a pleasant sensation. Or, you touch something sharp, it hurts. That's an unpleasant sensation. Or, you hold a piece of plain paper in your hand. It has no strong impact. That's a neutral sensation. Sensation is automatic, natural, and not a problem in itself. Krishnamurti says, sensation is natural. Sensation itself is not the problem. And he questions us, can you stay at sensation without thought, with full of attention? And this is where things take a crucial turn. In attention, thought cannot step in. In inattention, the moment a sensation arises, step 4 is thought. Memory and recognition begins. It remembers. It labels. It gives meaning. If the sensation was pleasant, thought says, ah, that was nice. I want it again. If it was unpleasant, thought says, I didn't like that. I must avoid it. For example, when you taste chocolate, thought immediately connects it to past experiences. It recalls previous times when you enjoyed the same flavor. It starts to compare, measure, and judge. This is where the movement of the past enters the present. Krishnamurti says, thought is always old because it is based on memory. The moment thought interferes with perception, it creates a problem. So now, thought has taken hold. Now, thought doesn't stop at just recognizing the sensation. It goes a step further, it creates an image. Step 5 is image. The mind creates a projection. This is where imagination and mental projection begin. For example, after enjoying a piece of chocolate, the mind doesn't just say, that was nice. It forms an image of having it again, another piece, another moment of pleasure. If you see a luxurious car, thought doesn't stop at perception. It imagines you owning it, driving it, enjoying the admiration of others. If you meet someone you like, thought projects a future with them, imagining happiness, companionship, security. This is where reality and imagination begin to blur. You are no longer in the present, you are caught in mental images. Krishnamurti says, the image is not reality. The mind clings to the image, not to the actual thing. And once the image is formed, what happens next? The image creates craving. Now, you don't just remember the pleasure, you want to repeat it. Step 6 is desire. The craving begins. Desire is born when thought gives continuity to sensation. For example, you think about the taste of chocolate and want more. You imagine owning that car and start feeling the urge to buy it. Desire is not just a passing thought, it carries emotional weight. It makes you feel that you must have it to be happy. Krishnamurti says, desire is born when thought gives continuity to sensation. Now, you don't just want something, you cling to it. Once desire arises, it turns into attachment. And this is where attachment begins. Step 7 is attachment. This is the trap of dependency. Now, you don't just want something, you depend on it for happiness. The mind clings to the object of desire. This is where fear enters, the fear of not getting what you want or losing what you have. For example, you buy a box of your favorite chocolates and keep them stored carefully. Now, you fear someone else eating them or running out of them. You buy the luxurious car you desired. But now, you worry about scratches, theft, or losing your status. You enter a relationship with someone you longed for. But now, you fear losing them or being hurt. You achieve success in your career. But now, you dread failure or competition. Attachment binds you. It makes you possessive, anxious, and fearful. Krishnamurti says, attachment brings fear. Fear brings suffering. And where there is fear, suffering is inevitable. Next is suffering. Step 8 is suffering. The inevitable conflict. When you are attached to something, an object, a person, an idea, you resist change. And when loss happens, it brings pain, sorrow, and conflict. For example, you reach for your favorite chocolates, but they are all gone. Someone else ate them, or they melted. You feel upset and disappointed because you were emotionally attached to them. A relationship ends, and you suffer, because you depended on it for comfort and happiness. Krishnamurti says, where there is attachment, there is fear. And where there is fear, there is suffering. This is the cycle of suffering. But is there a way out? Can this cycle be broken? Yes. Awareness without interference breaks the cycle of suffering. The cycle of suffering ends when you observe it without interference. If you see desire arise and do nothing, no suppression, no indulgence, it fades away naturally. If you watch attachment without clinging or resisting, it loses its grip. Freedom comes from total attention, observing each step as it happens, without judgment or control. Krishnamurti says, see the movement of desire completely, and in that seeing, now we see the final summary. The complete process involves 8 steps. First, perception, you see something. Second, contact, your senses make contact. Third, sensation, a feeling arises. Fourth, thought labels it. Fifth, image, the mind creates a projection. Sixth, desire, you crave to repeat it. Seventh, attachment, you identify with it. Eighth, suffering, you fear losing it and suffer. How to end suffering? Observe each step as it happens. Do not control, suppress, or indulge. Be aware without interference. Freedom comes when you observe the entire process with total attention. This is the art of seeing, pure awareness without bondage. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe.